war in Gaza. Details of those and more coming your way shortly. Do stay with us. Many thanks for joining us at this time. Now, details of the news. President Bola Tinubu has issued a directive to reduce the size of Nigeria's official delegation to the forthcoming United Nations General Assembly meeting in New York, United States. The directive was disclosed by the Chief of Staff to the President, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, during a one-day retreat organized by the State House Management for heads of government agencies under his supervision. Addressing participants at the retreat, the Chief of Staff said the decision to streamline Nigeria's delegation to the 79th session of UNGA in September is part of the administration's commitment to ensure prudent management of resources and reduce the cost of governance, highlighting the need for the State House and agencies under its supervision to ensure that its functions are guided by statutes, regulations, policies, decisions, and presidential directives. Honorable Gbajabiamila hinted at upcoming policy announcements aimed at ensuring effective service delivery in government operations. The Chief of Staff urged head of agencies at the retreat to comply strictly, adding that the President is listening to the concerns of Nigerians and is committed to addressing them diligently. On the retreat, Gbajabiamila noted that it will facilitate collaboration and coordination among government agencies, particularly those under the direct supervision of the State House. The State House Management and other government agencies under its supervision have held a day's retreat on the preparation of virtual issuance of the core circular for the commencement of 2025 budget exercise. Declaring the retreat open in Abuja on Sunday, Vice President Kashim Shettima, who was represented by Deputy Chief of Staff Senator Ibrahim Adeja at the event, urged the head of agencies to be guided by excellent provisions that establish their organizations. He emphasized the importance of adhering to the set objectives initiated by the State House Management, particularly in institutionalizing e-governance to improve operations. The Vice President also commended the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Honorable Lateef Fagbemi, for participating in the retreat and the insightful presentation titled Delineation of Roles and Functions Between Management and the Agency and a Supervising Entity, a prerequisite for good relationship and effective delivery of mandate.
Barely a month ago, we opened a session not unlike this, which is a process of creating an electronic document management system in the State House, essentially leading from the top and with a very, very ambitious target of making the State House paperless before the end of the year. So maybe even our interactions with you agencies will change significantly, and I hope this is also a way to also pull up some of these agencies so that we can eventually begin to meet our targets of e-governance.
In his overview of the retreat, Permanent Secretary Olufunsho Adebiyi explained how it is designed to foster collaboration and create synergy in the operations of state and agencies under its supervision. The Permanent Secretary also highlighted that with the recent approval of the new minimum wage by the President, the government will no longer tolerate massive recruitment into agencies without approval or waiver, as well as selective promotions. The retreat apprised CEOs of government agency on types of appointment into the public service, criteria and qualification for these appointment, procedures for procurement process, budget preparation, and the monitoring and evaluation of government policies.
Better budget. That's probably why the budget office is here with the PAMSEC, the Budget and National Planning Ministry. I appeal to all of us to open up. Open up. Let's look at the challenges and look for ways of solving it together.
And now to security stories. Troops of the Nigerian Army in Operation Forest Sanity have thwarted a terrorist attack on Salawa community in Badin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State and eliminated 2 terrorists. The Nigerian Army, in a post on its official X handle on Sunday, said the success was recorded on Friday. It said the troops, while conducting a fighting patrol on Salawa, cleared Meidaro and Ngade Ala villages before making contact with the rampaging terrorist. It added that 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 AK-47 rifle magazine loaded with 23 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition and 11 motorcycles were recovered during the operation. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) have intercepted 892,400 bottles of codeine-based syrup worth 6.2 billion naira in street value. The NDLEA spokesman Femi Babafemi said in a statement on Sunday in Abuja that operatives recovered the drugs from 5 containers. Babafemi said the operation was carried out by NDLEA operatives at the Port Harcourt Port Complex on the rivers. This, he said, was during a joint examination of the containers with the men of the Nigeria Custom and other port stakeholders on August 14 and August 15. In another development, NDLEA operatives supported by men of the Nigerian Army and other security agencies, as well as community youth on August 14, raided the Ise Forest Reserve, Selja Camp, Isekiti. Babafemi said that 21,800 kilograms of cannabis sativa Indian on 20 hectares of farmland were destroyed. The NDLEA also said that 2 people were arrested with 145,400 pills of tramadol on August 12 at the Gada Tamburawa area of Kano State. Babafemi said that NDLEA operatives in Ogun State on August 13 also arrested 7 people with a cannabis plantation on 6 hectares which was raided at Alaka village. In Abuja, NDLEA officers on patrol along Kwali-Gwagwalada Expressway on August 13 intercepted a truck from which 30,000 ampoules of pentazocine injection were recovered. The adopted Anambra State Commissioner for Youth Development, Honorable Patrick Agamba, and his wife have been released by their captors after spending a day in captivity. This was made known in a statement available to newsmen by the Chief Press Secretary to the Anambra State Governor, Christian Abureme, saying they were released on Saturday night, adding that the Commissioner and his wife regained their freedom together. According to him, no ransom was paid for the release, as it was purely through divine intervention and the grace of God. Some gunmen had on Friday kidnapped the Commissioner alongside his wife at an undisclosed location along the Edo-Kogi Expressway on their way to Abuja to attend the wedding of the daughter of the state governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, which was held on Saturday. The Anambra State Governor has also expressed joy over the release of the Commissioner and his wife, saying both of them have now reunited with their family. Now to the stories, opposition lawmakers coalition have alleged that there is a calculated attempt by some People Democratic Party leaders to weaken PDP in Rivers State. Speaking on behalf of the opposition coalition, the spokesperson and member representing Idiato Federal Constituency of Imo State, Ikenga Ogochinyere, alleged that some national leaders of the party were plotting to sabotage the PDP's interest in an ongoing legal battle involving defected former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly.
Actions of the PDP national chairman and secretary has far-reaching implications for our party. If allowed to continue, these actions could lead to the following consequences: erosion of internal democracy. The PDP has always prided itself on being a party that upholds democratic values, both within its internal structures and in its approach to governance. However, this plot represents a direct assault on the internal democracy of our party.
Honorable Gochiere explained that the Rivers State High Court had previously issued an ex parte order on July 8, 2024, restraining key state officials from interacting with the affected lawmakers. The spokesperson of the coalition warned of dire consequences if the plot is allowed to succeed, including the erosion of internal democracy within the PDP, potential fragmentation of the party, loss of public trust, and significant legal and financial repercussions.
The action of the PDP National Chairman, Omar Damagun, and National Secretary are in clear violation of the PDP Constitution. The Constitution grants the National Legal Advisor the freedom and independence to defend the party where necessary and to withdraw frivolous and malicious suits. By interfering in the legal process and undermining the authority of the legal advisor, the PDP National Chairman and Secretary are acting outside the bounds of their constitutional power.
You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Coming up next. Few queue services in Lagos as many filling stations run out of stock, leading to closure and long lines at few filling stations still dispensing fuel. Details of that and more coming after the break. To stay with us. We are glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-6666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. Now to the story teased earlier. Few queues are resurfaced in Lagos as many filling stations run out of stock, leading to closures and long lines at the few stations still dispensing fuel. Checks by newsmen on Sunday in Lagos revealed that most filling stations along Ikorodu Road were not selling. However, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and NIPCO at Fadei bus stop on same road had long queues. In other areas like Bank Anthony, Olitoto, Northwestern NNPCL stations were open, each with long queues, while the mobile station at Salami Shaibu in Shomolu Metropolis closed due to chaotic scenes caused by commercial vehicles. Illegal fuel hawkers were spotted along Ikorodu Road, Maryland, Bagada, Ogba, taking advantage of the situation. Speaking under anonymity, some marketers attributed the supply difficulties to an inability of NNPC Limited to pay importers since March. They alleged that NNPCL, being the sole importer, was responsible for the scarcity. Motorists and commuters expressed frustration over the fuel shortage, which has led to long queues and significant increase in transport fares across Lagos. Since Nigeria began practicing democracy in 1999, the federal government has received most of the blame for underdevelopment, infrastructural decay, and above all, the misappropriation of government finances. To this end, since the federal government increased federal allocation to states, the pendulum is now shifted to the state governors, whom many believed should be accountable. In this report, our correspondent Stili Fason takes a look at the clamor for accountability on the part of state governors amid increased allocation. The report.
The increase in the federal allocation from 1.1 trillion naira in June to 1.354 trillion in July 2024 made some states like Delta, who received 260 billion naira, Rivers with 197 billion naira, and Akwa Ibom with 179 billion leading the pack from the 36 states of the federation in the first quarter of 2024. Despite these huge sums of money, some states like Delta, Rivers, to mention but a few, are still grappling with insecurity and infrastructural decay. Some economists express their views on the renewed call to hold governors accountable.
So the idea of saying, oh, because the allocation has increased, we should hold the governors more accountable or less, doesn't come in. What happens is simply we have laws in this country to safeguard the constitution and ensure that the governors are working and not disturbed by unnecessary litigation. The immunity clause is there.
Now that there's increase in allocation to the states, we ordinarily will expect that the governor should do more, but we must also take into cognizance the spiraling inflation in the country, the depreciation of the value of the naira. So what that means is the purchasing power of the people and the state government has also reduced.
The call on the EFCC and other financial regulatory agencies to ensure the governors face interrogation and face the courts after their tenure as a result of the immunity they enjoy.
Because the law provides immunity for the governor, the EFCC can do little. What the EFCC could do is at least ensure that those governors who have left their seats are actually prosecuted, and if you prosecute them, that will serve as a signal to those who are still in power that if you misappropriate funds coming to your state, the hands of the law can still reach you after you have served your tenure.
The court said EFCC can only regulate and monitor this financial expenditure of federal government and not the state government, but it is imperative that we must have an agency who will do the cross-checking or the monitoring of the financial expenditure of the state governance. The argument that the state houses of assembly is doing that already is not enough.
Meanwhile, several rights groups, including the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, (SERAP), call on state governors to ensure the increased allocation transform into economic growth to prevent backlash amid hunger protests. The governors, on their part, must match their words with action in bringing dividends of democracy to the people. From Delta State, Daily Fason reporting for Galaxy TV News.
Oyo State Acting Governor Bayo Lawal has reiterated the administration's dedication to boosting the state's economy through culture and tourism initiatives. He made the statement during the grand finale of the 2024 World Shango Festival held at the Palace of the Alafin of Oyo in Oyo Town. According to him, this year's event is particularly significant, marking the first festival since its inclusion in the UNESCO representative list for intangible cultural heritage of humanity achieved in December 2023. Now addressed the Minister of Art, Culture and Creative Economy, Barrister Annatu Sam Sawa, affirmed that the UNESCO recognition is a victory not just for your state and the Yoruba people, but for all of Nigeria. The minister acknowledged the ongoing effort of your community and stressed the importance of cultural heritage in shaping national identity and promoting sustainable development. Earlier, the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism in the state welcomed the festival's growing recognition, noting its potential to become a key cultural tourism attraction.
Recognize Shango, of course. Oyo State will lend stronger support to that recognition, and whatever is required or needed to lead this culture higher and higher. Oyo State government, under his leadership, the governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, is ever prepared to lend such support.
In line with our renewed hope agenda, Let me reaffirm this administration's commitment to safeguarding and promoting Nigeria's cultural heritage. We are determined to support initiatives that protect our traditions, encourage cultural expressions, and harness the power of our heritage for the benefit of all Nigerians.
My career to live in countries where Yoruba culture is particularly visible, and I can certify, having lived it, the importance and global relevance of this culture and of the Yoruba culture, and all the Orishas' importance in all these countries that I just mentioned, and Shango, of course, featuring very highly.
The World Shango Festival is a cultural tourism festival that stands out as one of the most distinctive expression of the longer heritage of Yoruba race.
And to other stories, the Plateau chapter of the University of Jos alumni has called on the Nigerian police and other security agencies to ensure a swift and safe rescue of the kidnapped students of the institution. A statement by Gad Peter, the chairman of the chapter in Sunday in Abuja, also called for the arrest and prosecution of the perpetrators of this heinous act. Peter condemned the attack and abduction of medical students of the University of Jos and Maiduguri by some criminal elements in Benue. Peter urged citizens and community leaders to expose criminal elements hiding and using their communities for criminal activities. The United Farmers Association Kadarko Yufa has raised concerns over the disturbing reports from Kiana local government area of Nasarawa State accusing the Osana of Kiana and the Commissioner for Special Duties and Humanitarian Services allegedly sponsoring the maiming, demonizing and killing of tea farmers in Kiana. In a statement issued by Chief Benin Utsa of United Farmers Association, alleged the mayhem was unleashed on tea IDPs and farmers in Obusidoma and Kuduku by Alagos militias, where the house of village head of Obusidoma, Chief Simon, was looted and burnt. They called on Governor of Nasarawa State, Engineer Abdullahi Sule, to wade in and end the lingering land grabbing dispute and the continuous attack on tea IDPs and farmers in Kiana local government area of the state. The statement further alleged that the governor is taking side by turning its back against tea IDPs and farmers as they will no longer watch on and allow innocent and armed citizens being killed in cold blood daily. Why they pledged to invite their ancestors to come to the aid of these vulnerable IDPs and farmers, they called for resignation and arrest on the Commissioner for Humanitarian Affairs, Dr. Margaret Elayu Kiana, and the Chief of Kiana to face prosecution on crime against humanity. Here's a lot of the news on Galaxy TV. Now it's time to do a reminder of news that made headlines during the week. Tracking the Week is up next.
Hello and welcome to Tracking the Week. On Monday, President Bola Tinubu commissioned the first set of compressed natural gas CNG buses at the Presidential Villa Abuja. The buses, numbering 20 in the first batch, was produced locally by Unison Motors. The government said it was optimistic that the buses would help to ease transportation problems, especially at the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. 5 of the CNG buses were driven to the forecourt of the Presidential Villa, where the President took a break from the Federal Executive Council meeting to commission them. The provision of the CNG buses were part of the demands by the organized labor movement following the removal of subsidy by the federal government. And on May 29, 2023, recall that the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Unison Motors, Chief Innocent Chukwuma, met with President Tinubu last week at the State House. Still on Monday, the leadership of the Action People Party APP at the national level condemned devastating explosion at its secretariat in Rivers State, leaving a trail of destruction and fears of escalating political violence in the state. APP, which is relatively new in Rivers State, gained attention recently after securing and decorating a building in the highbrow area of Port Harcourt to host its secretariat. National chairman of the party, Uchenna Nnadi, who spoke in Port Harcourt after inspecting a level of damage at the party secretariat in company of the state chairman of the party, Sonny Wokiokuru, and the River State Commissioner of Police, described the development as an act against democracy. Chairman of the APP in the state said the party is not deterred by the threat. The national chairman of the party also stated that those behind the attack were afraid of the APP in the forthcoming local government elections, as the River State Police Commissioner Tinju Disu affirmed that the police had launched an investigation into the matter. On Tuesday, members of the Council of State and the Nigeria Governors Forum passed a vote of confidence on President Bola Tinubu and his administration over progress made so far in governance. The confidence vote came during the first council meeting since the beginning of this administration, held at the council chambers of the presidential villa Abuja. On Tuesday, council members commended the president for resisting the bad effect of the #EndBadGovernance protest in the country. The meeting was the first held by the Tinubu-led administration. Unexpectedly, issues of national importance topped the agenda of the meeting. In the last 1 year, more than enough had happened in the country, and the discussion made the meeting last longer than it should. When they rose, the Minister of Solid Minerals, Dele Alake, who made a presentation alongside other 6 ministers, told journalists that the council was intimated with the progress so far made in the various sectors of the Nigerian economy. Alake said the council commended the federal government especially for resisting the adverse effect of the EndBadGovernance protest held recently, while advising the government to tighten security around the country. Still on Tuesday, President Bola Tinubu signed the judicial office holders' salaries and allowances bill into law. The special advisor to the president on Senate matters, Senator Bashir Lado, disclosed this in a statement. The National Assembly had in June approved a bill that grants a 300% salary increase for judicial officers at the federal and state level. This followed the consideration and adoption of an executive bill transmitted by the president, which sought to prescribe improved salaries and allowances as well as other fringe benefits for judicial officers and workers. The executive bill forwarded by the president was titled "A Bill for an Act to Prescribe the Salaries, Allowances and Fringe Benefit of Judicial Office Holders in Nigeria and for Related Matters." On Wednesday, in response to the voices and concerns of the people, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has withdrawn the Counter-Subversion Bill and other related draft legislation. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Musa Kirshi, said the decision follows the Speaker's extensive consultations with a broad range of stakeholders and a careful consideration of the nation's current circumstances. He said Speaker Abbas Tajuddin, a champion of the people's interest, has always prioritized listening to the citizens and fostering unity, and his decision reflects his commitment to ensuring that the House remains truly the people's House. He acknowledged the significance of the concern raised and the attention the bill has garnered, reaffirming that he will never support any action that might disrupt the peace and unity of the nation. Still on Wednesday, the Port Harcourt Refining Company, a refinery under the management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited in Rivers State, has again failed to commence operations after about 6 postponements. It was observed that promises made to Nigerians by the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources and NNPC about the refinery has continued to witness multiple failures. Since December 2023, NNPC, which is in charge of all the government refineries, has given Nigerians different dates, assuring citizens that the refinery will begin the sale of refined products. In July, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPC, Milan Kyari, stated categorically that the refinery would come into operation in early August. The same Kyari said in 2019 that the NNPC will deliver all the country's 4 refineries before the end of the former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. While appearing before the Senate recently in July, Kyari boasted that he can confirm that by the end of the year, Nigeria would be a net exporter of petroleum products. On Thursday, President Bola Tinubu and his Equatorial Guinean counterpart Teodoro Mbasogo in Malabo signed an agreement on the Gulf of Guinea pipeline project. Further affirming the partnership for mutual development, the statement is titled President Tinubu and President Mbasogo signed agreement on the gas pipeline for the Gulf of Guinea. In his remarks at the event, Tinubu, who was on a three-day official visit to Equatorial Guinea, said the signing of the agreement will open up new opportunities for gas exploration and employment. He stated that the two leaders had discussed issues related to the creation of employment, food security, multilateral relations and conflict resolution mechanism on the continent during a private meeting that preceded the signing of the agreement. Tinubu also revealed that the discussion with President Mbasogo also covered challenges of security, the African Continental Free Trade Area, and food security. Still on Thursday, the National Judicial Council at its 160th meeting, presided over by the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Olukayode Ariwola, recommended Honorable Justice Kudirat Montumori Kekere-Ekun, CFR, to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for appointment as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. This is imperative as Honorable Justice Olukayode Ariwola will formally bow out of office as the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria next week Thursday on the 22nd of August 2024. The Council also recommended 27 candidates for appointment as judges of state courts and a candidate for appointment as Qadi of the Sharia Court of the FCT. And lastly, on Friday, the Chief Executive Officer of Galaxy Television, Chief Steve Ojo, was honored with an Icon of the Broadcast Industry Award and recognition at the first annual conference of the Society of Nigeria Broadcasters. The award is a recognition of Chief Ojo's contributions in the broadcast industry and Nigeria at large. The award, which was received by Galaxy's head of Abuja Bureau, Nabuchi Oke Nabuchi, on behalf of the Chief Executive, was in recognition of Galaxy TV and first to transmit private station in the country. Speaking at the event, which was held in Abuja, the Deputy Senate President Barau Jibril pledged continued support of the National Assembly to the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters. He acknowledged the effort of all media professionals for bridging the gap between government and Nigeria through their ethical conduct. Chairman of the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria and the Director General of NTA, Saliu Nembos, disclosed that the awardees are carefully selected due to their individual contributions, which he said had caused prompt growth of broadcasting in Nigeria. And still on Friday, Chinese firm Zhongshan Fucheng Industrial Investment Co. Limited has released one of the three Nigerian Airbus A330 aircraft that were detained in France following a court order from the Paris Judicial Court. The firm seized a Dassault Falcon 7X, a Boeing, and an Airbus belonging to the Nigerian federal government, which were stationed at Paris-Le Bourget and Basel Mulhouse Airport. In a statement on Friday, the company announced that it will release one of the seized jets as a goodwill gesture ahead of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's upcoming meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron. The firm indicated that President Tinubu will be permitted to use the Airbus A330, which is currently detained in France due to the French court order obtained by Zhongshan for his trip to France. And that's all we have on Tracking the Week.
Now, we move to the international desk for more news. This is news from the international scene. The United States top diplomat is visiting Israel as part of Washington's effort to secure a ceasefire in Israel's war in Gaza, in which more than 40,000 Palestinians have been killed in the besieged enclave since last October. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken was set to arrive in Israel on Sunday, days after the U.S. put forward proposals that it and mediators Qatar and Egypt believe would close gaps between Israel and Hamas. Truce talks are expected to resume in Cairo in the coming days after 2 days of negotiation in Doha this week. Mediators have said they presented a bridging ceasefire proposal to both sides and the negotiations were making progress, but they also cautioned that there is still work to be done. In Israel, Blinken is expected to meet Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other senior officials. Israel's negotiating team on Saturday expressed cautious optimism on the possibility of advancing a deal, according to a statement from Netanyahu's office. However, Hamas has called for a ceasefire plan outlined by Biden in late May to be implemented instead of something that introduces new conditions from Israel. Hamas official Osama Hamdan told newsmen that Netanyahu remains the main obstacle to a ceasefire and an exchange deal for the remaining captives and Palestinian prisoners. Among the striking points and conditions that Israel added since the United Nations Security Council adopted a resolution on the proposal outlined in May, including continued Israeli presence on the Philadelphia corridor separating the Egyptian region of Sinai from the Gaza Strip and the establishment of checkpoints to monitor the movement of people from south to north. Rafael Grossi, head of the International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA, said they remained extremely concerned and called for maximum restraint from all sides to protect the plant. The agency said the impact of the strike was on a road just outside the facility, close to essential water sprinkler ponds and about 100 meters from the only remaining high-voltage line. The plant was seized by Russia's forces early in the war and has come under repeated attacks, which both sides have blamed the other for. The IAEA did not say it carried out Saturday's strike, but its team stationed at Zaporizhia said the damage seemed to have been caused by a drone carrying an explosive. The plant has not produced power in more than 2 years, and all 6 reactors have been in cold shutdown since April. Russia launched a full-scale invasion on its neighbor in February 2022 and has been making slow progress recently in seizing more territories in eastern Ukraine. However, it was shocked when Ukrainian troops penetrated into the Kursk region, where they have been consolidating positions for nearly 2 weeks. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko says Kyiv has stationed more than 120,000 soldiers along its border with Belarus, the country's state news agency reported, as fighting continues amid Ukraine's incursion into Russia's Kursk region. Lukashenko, a staunch ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, said on Sunday that Minsk has deployed nearly a third of its armed forces along the entire border in response to the Ukrainian deployment. Beltier reported. Kyiv did not immediately respond to the claims. The president made it clear that should Ukraine try to enter Belarusian soil, they will be on the offensive, Jabari added. Lukashenko did not say exactly how many Belarusian soldiers were deployed. Belarus's professional army has about 48,000 soldiers and some 12,000 state border personnel, according to the Military Balance 2022 assessment of the International Institute for Strategic Studies. The comments come against the backdrop of a Ukrainian incursion into Russia that began on August 6 when thousands of Kyiv soldiers smashed through Russia's western border into the Kursk region in a major embarrassment for Putin's military top brass. Ukrainian forces on Sunday said they struck another breach in the Kursk region, seeking to disrupt Moscow's combat operations in the area. Early on Sunday, Ukrainian drones attacked an oil storage facility in Russia's southern Rostov region, sparking a large fuel fire, the regional governor confirmed. Still on the international scene, Indian doctors observed a nationwide strike escalating protest after the barbaric rape and murder of their colleague that has channeled outrage at the chronic issues of violence against women. The discovery of the 31-year-old doctor's bloodied body at a state-run hospital in Kolkata, the capital of the eastern state of West Bengal, on August 9 led to furious protests in several cities across the country. Many of these protests have been led by doctors and other healthcare workers, but also joined by tens of thousands of common Indians from all walks of life demanding action. In Kolkata, thousands held a candlelight vigil. "Hands that heal shouldn't bleed," read one sign held by a protester in the eastern city. The murdered doctor was found in the medical college's seminar hall, suggesting she had gone there for a rest during a 36-hour shift. An autopsy confirmed sexual assault, and in a petition to the court, the victim's parents said they suspected the daughter was gang-raped. One man who worked at the hospital helping people navigate busy queues has been detained. However, the city police were accused by an angry public of mishandling the case, and the Kolkata High Court transferred the investigation to India's top investigating agency, Central Bureau of Investigation, to inspire public confidence. Opposition supporters have gathered across Venezuela to protest against Nicolas Maduro's disputed victory in last month's presidential election. Opposition leader Maria Corina Machado joined thousands of protesters in the capital, Caracas, and urged them not to be afraid. Machado, who has been in hiding after being accused of insurrection, said there was nothing above the voice of the people and that the people had spoken. Police and the army were deployed in force as supporters of Maduro also held a demonstration. Machado, who was banned from running in the election, has called for nationwide protests to intensify pressure on Maduro to concede. Some demonstrators seem determined to carry on. Maduro has insisted he won a third 6-year term, but the opposition released tallies it said showed his candidate Edmundo Gonzalez winning by a wide margin. The Electoral Commission, controlled by allies of Maduro, has refused to release detailed result, but declared he won with 52% of the vote. Independent observers said this lacked transparency. Lastly, on the international scene, parents of Texas school shooter testify in civil trial. They said they ignored signs of their teenage son's failing mental health. They missed his issues in school and allowed him access to the family's gun, which he used to carry out a devastating school shooting. Those are some of the key allegations made in a Galveston, Texas courtroom in a civil trial against the parents of Demetrios Pagultes, who as a 17-year-old student in 2018 fatally shot 10 people at Santa Fe High School. A jury tasked with determining if the parents are liable for negligence began its deliberation on Friday. The allegation against Antonius Pagultes and Rosemary Cosmetatos are altogether similar to the one against Jennifer and James Kimberly, who earlier this year became the first parent to be charged and convicted of a crime for the Michigan school shooting carried out by their son Ethan in 2021. The trials are in different states, Texas, Michigan, and are far different stakes, civil versus criminal, but they feature the same essential questions. Could the shooter's parent have prevented this massacre? In any of these cases, you are asking a jury to hold parents accountable for the actions of another person, said Nisty Maris, a trial lawyer who has followed both cases. It's something the Kimberly case has shown can be successful. And that's it from the international scene. Now, for more updates and the latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with those on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818 6666 669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. And that is all we have for you. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Iribami Salako. Do have a great week ahead.